Hey, what's up, you amazing hackers? Are you frustrated with bug bounties? I know I am, and that's quite okay. Let me tell you why right now. So, I have a couple of aspects that I really want to get into. But first of all, let me thank my Patreon supporters. It's really amazing that you guys have chosen to support me. The first thing I want to get into is real quick. I've been getting really frustrated with bug bounties lately, and that's quite okay, but I've been taking things in a wrong way, and I think some of you might have done the same thing, and that's why you might be frustrated. I'll tell you exactly what mistakes I made, and I hope you can learn a little bit from this as well. So, when I first got into bug bounties, everything was super exciting for me. Like, everything was shiny, everything was new. I didn't know about all of the vulnerability clauses yet. And in my opinion, there's going to be two kinds of people watching this video right now. There's going to be the people that don't know all the types of vulnerabilities yet and are wondering, where should I even start? Everything is going on in my mind. I don't know where to even begin. And then you're going to have the more advanced bug bounty hunters who have their methodology and who are kind of stuck in a rut and who are doing this exact same thing on every single target again and again and again. And it might not seem like the same thing because, of course, you cannot do the exact same methodology on every single target. You have to diverge a little bit, but they have their methodology, they'll look for SSRF, they'll look for cross-site scripting, they'll go through the JavaScript files, and they don't learn as much as when they do in the beginning. I recently made an episode about the learning curve of especially IT-related stuff, and that's very true in this episode as well, and it still holds true and it always will. The longer you are into something, the more effort you're going to have to put into becoming a more adept into that topic. And when you do bug bounty hunting, you're going to, in the beginning, of course, learn all of the types of vulnerabilities, and it's going to be quite overwhelming. So this section is for the people who are starting out. Don't get overwhelmed by all of the types of vulnerabilities that are out there. What I would really recommend is that you get your basics right. So simple things like cross-site scripting, CSRF, get your basics right. I have a couple of videos about that as well, of course, some shameless self-promotion in there. But after you've done that, I would really recommend that you just start and go through your target. And then as you are testing your target normally, as you are using the application like you would on any other application, like say if you want to test a website for buying shoes, you're going to have to go through that process of picking some shoes, possibly even buying them, etc. And then look at the requests and don't get overwhelmed. That's kind of where I want to go with this. Like, I know it seems like there's a mountain of work ahead of you, and that's because there is. But don't get discouraged by that head of mountain, by that mountain of work. You have this huge mountain of work, but take it in little chunks. Go in as you have time. So say, for example, you have an hour or two in the evening, then go at your target for an hour or two and see where you end up. And then see what you've learned. And this is the most important thing, guys. You have to focus on growing as a person, growing with knowledge, growing as a person in the fact that you might be frustrated and have to learn how to deal with that. But keep focused on that growth, because that's what keeps us young and that's what keeps us vibrant. And for me, that's what also helps quite a lot, of course, because for me, it's a little bit easier. I think I can pretty much put my thoughts into a video diary and I can always look back at it, but I don't often do that because, it takes quite a lot of time. But it really helps if you look back at yourself like yesterday and look how far you've come. And I can really understand that it feels bad if you do the same thing today that you did yesterday. And this is where I think more advanced hunters are having some issues. They're doing the same thing, but only on a different target. They go through the same motions that they've probably already been through maybe 10 or 20 times. And they're like, okay, where's the new things? I want some new stuff to test and I want some new types of vulnerabilities. But That's where I think we should let our creativity run free and run wild, because all of these, and I know this is hard, by the way, I know it's super, super hard, and I get that fully, because I am also very frustrated, of course, by bug bounty hunting, like the title says. But it's really important that you go into your target with a learning mentality and an outside the box thinking mentality, like, okay, let me just test this functionality out here, see what it has to offer, and then see if I can do some funky stuff with it. Like, do I go search for hidden fields? Do I go look for deserialization? Maybe pick a vulnerability that I haven't tested before at all yet. Like, I'm really bad at recon, and I actively try to avoid recon because I am really bad at it, and I know I am really bad at it. But that also means I have quite a lot of stuff to learn in that field still. So whether you're a technical tester who thinks they still have quite a lot to learn in the functional field, or whether it's the other way around, it always helps to switch up your views a little bit, and you don't have to do bug bounties. This is something quite a lot of people seem to forget. Nobody's obligating you to go hunt on your target. If you want to, you can test your methodology, your skill set against a hardened target. But learning is still something that you can do in whichever way that you want. And that's what I think is what makes hacking so cool, for me at least. All of the learning aspects are very important, and I cannot stress this enough. As long as you keep learning, you keep your mind young, and that's very important, because that's also going to help you in bug bounties. It's going to help you think outside of the box, and whichever way you decide to go at it, whether it be a CTF with friends, whether it be a hack the box machine, whether it be a try hack me room, you have so many options to learn. Go to bugbountyhunter.com, do some of their challenges, read some of their stuff, look for some new resources, and if you're looking for some really cool new resources, Portswigger as well. They have a research blog and they bring out new stuff every so often. Guys, their stuff, amazing. And you guys from the Discord will probably recognize that. Really freaking good stuff, and that's also something you can focus on as a security researcher, because for one thing, I would really like you to stop thinking of yourself as a bug bounty hunter unless you're really wanting to commit full time to this. I want you to stop thinking of yourself as a bug bounty hunter and start thinking a little bit broader, because in my eyes, you're a hacker, you're a security researcher. Whichever way you decide to employ your skills, that's fine, but it's not who you are. It doesn't define you. So enough rambling. Thank you very much. If you've listened this far, you are freaking amazing. If you haven't listened this far, you're also freaking amazing. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, you amazing hackers.